This is a famous market in, you know. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag her right. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag her right. Nobody seemed to know me, everybody passed me by. Well, I'm going to the crossroads and I'll take a ride up by my side. Well, I am going to the crossroads and I'll take my ride up by my side. Nobody seems to know me, nobody passed me by. Took a ride up by my side. Well, I am going down to Rosedale, take my ride by my side. Well, I'm standing at the crossroads, believing I don't sinking down. You can run, tell my friend Willie Brown. You can run, tell my friend Willie Brown. Well, I'm standing at the crossroads, believe I'm sinking down. Thank you.
Well, we're going to have a minute's silence for those who sadly cannot be with us today. Okay? Thank you, Ian. We have a gentleman here who's I've known for nearly 50 years, Mr. Eddie Rose, sitting by Eddie Caldwell, and his lovely wife Marie, who's having her birthday today. Let's hear it for Marie. There are quite a number of wrestling authors in here, but Eddie has written 2 books, Send in the Clowns, which was the first one, which was a super duper book. And the other one is called What Eddie? Worn Out Bodies. I didn't want to mention that because actually there's a lot of worn out bodies in here. One of which are mine, I might add. Because I'll tell you, this is just going to my head, it just shows you how sometimes you think you know better than you don't. See, when I was in the business, whenever all these other people were in the business, we used to get some Americans over, and some of them were actually very good, but most of them couldn't sling a few moves together, but they looked terrific. And the stuff they did do it well. But they used to come and they were all harped up, they had elbow pads, knee pads, and quite frankly, idiots like me used to look at them and go, knee pads? You don't need knee pads. You look like a fanny with them, you know what I mean? Anyways, I am now suffering badly from knees, as many other people are, because we didn't wear elbow pads, and we didn't wear knee pads, and quite frankly, I think they were well ahead of us. We should have worn them. Never mind. Right, let's see who else we've got. We've Bill Turner. Let's see, Bill, he's all the way off the East Coast. Bill did lots in the UK, went to Germany, Japan as well, I believe, Bill. Bill's a very modest man, but obviously we'll get it all out of him later. We have the Harlequins in, probably the best tag team, certainly the best in Scotland, one of the best in the UK. Where are the Harlequins? Over here. And Big Jim Isdale sitting next to them. Right, I'll get round other people later, but we have some real superstars of the present regime, and we really thank them for coming to see us. We're sitting over here. We have Viper. Let's see it for Viper. We have Adrian Lionheart McGowan. Scott, the Butcher Rennie. And a couple of other names I'll get to shortly. Piper and Adrian are working tonight in the garage in Glasgow, and I believe it's one of these internet things as well, so I've got to go and do some pre-stuff on camera. So they very kindly decided to come and give us as much time as they could. We really appreciate that. Now, we have 3 people today to induct into the Royal Scottish Hall of Fame. And I'm not going to do it in the order I was going to do it because time is not with us, but I'll explain that later on. But could I ask Alan Barber from the Wrestling Heritage site to please come up? Big hand for Alan, please. Nice to see you, Alan. Now, actually, without this gentleman and people like him, Joe Public, yourself included, would have forgotten all about people like me and probably everybody else who's in this room at the minute, because this man keeps it all alive. If you haven't known the Wrestling Heritage site, I suggest you do. It's absolutely fantastic. And you've got how many? 1,000? Almost 1,000 profiles you've got on there? As many as that?
No, over 2,000.
Over 2,000 profiles. That alone is worth seeing.
Wrestlers between 1930 and 1988.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. Right, now our first award, Hall of Fame award, is for a lady, Kimberly Benson. Could you put your hands together for Viper? There you go, Kimberly. That's yours. Quite nice, I think, don't you? Lovely. And John gets picture in the centre because John's kid is our mentor, so to speak.
Thank you very much. Honestly, I'm so happy to be here today to receive this. I really hope all of us now are making everybody from the past proud to try to carry on, especially today with World of Sport, trying to not only keep a legacy going, but bring in a new generation of future fans and hopefully future wrestlers as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Myra. Right, okay. Our next award is again Hall of Fame, and let's see. Could maybe Mr. Ronnie Archer could come in and give this one. Could you, Ronnie? I'll be come side. Ronnie's not been a well man of late, and he's made every effort to come and see us, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Ronnie. Let's hear it again for Ronnie, please. Right, our next Hall of Famer, gentlemen. Adrian McCallum, it's the Lionheart. Fill that Adrian.
Thank you very much. Just to echo what my friend and colleague Kimberly said, it's a pleasure to be here. I've been speaking to Andrew for quite a while on and off just about the Scottish Wrestlers Reunion, and it's been a long journey to try and kind of carry on the legacy that's already been created by so many before us, and hopefully now we've started to do that a little bit with WS Wrestling coming back onto mainstream television with ITV. There's a lot of other good things going on with a lot of local promotions and things like that, and it's just really an honour to be a part of something really, really special. The history of British wrestling and Scottish wrestling is a wonderful thing, and to be a small part of just carrying that legacy on, I'm very, very pleased and privileged, and thank you very much, I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Adrian. What we do in this reunion is everything is for free, every single thing. Anything we film goes on the internet or Facebook, anybody can lift it, all the pictures, anybody can have them. We charge nothing for nothing. You know, you have to pay for your glamorous goofy, it's free as well. We just want you to enjoy yourself, and we're deeply thankful that you have come to see us. Now, years ago, those of you who are old enough to remember, will remember that we as wrestlers tried to join Equity, and they wouldn't let us in. I thought that was hilarious. They wouldn't let us in, but nevertheless, but some of us got in through the back door, through the variety branch and other things. And Mick McManus, in actual fact, was a life member of Equity, paid up life member. Tony Scarlow's a member, there'll be other members. Dale Storm's a member of Long Term. Any roads. This gentleman, I assume, primarily wants to talk about the situation that we've now got with World of Sport W. And Equity has been involved there on a blanket situation, haven't you? Negotiating good wages and conditions for all the wrestlers who are on W, World of Sport W, correct? Maybe the wrestlers don't know about it, but Equity is involved, there you go. Whether you remember or not. So, I'll introduce Steve. Who has to get up to Steve, please?
Thank you very much. Hi. I kind of was trying to compose this speech. I was at the Robbie Burns Museum this morning to get some inspiration. It kind of became apparent that the UK independent scene was there was like this resurgence, and it was becoming impossible to ignore. And as a union, I mean now, and it's been this way for a few years now, the doors are open for professional wrestlers. And we've had wrestlers as members for decades. They've normally come in through, doing adverts or panto or stunt work. But they're all there. When I look through our database, all their names are there. So it's a real pleasure to be here today, because there's obviously a real legacy of professional wrestling in the entertainment industry in the UK. And it's really interesting how wrestlers have worked and have tried to engage with unions and get together and support one another. Obviously it's an industry where you can feel very alone. You're kind of self-employed, you're freelance. You have to look out for yourself. There are all the promoters out there. It's very much like a lot of other industries that we cover. If you talk to a stand-up performer, they'll be saying the same sort of things. But there's definitely a role for a union within that to offer advice and support and to make sure that you're looked after. And so we've been organising for the last couple of years, and I'm pleased to say, very proud to say, that there are union members now working for all the major promotions. There are union members on WWE TV on a fairly regular basis. There are union members working for New Japan Pro Wrestling, for All Japan Pro Wrestling. There's wrestlers out there working for all the major promotions throughout Europe who know about Equity and sort of engage with it. It's still very early days for us in that sense. Our ambition ultimately is to get proper union recognition with promotions and try and get minimum terms and conditions laid out. What has happened this year, which was really interesting, is that World of Sport is back on ITV, so that means that there's actually televised wrestling on terrestrial TV for the first time in a very, very long time. And what is unprecedented about that is that they're using equity minimum terms and conditions. They actually engage with the union to make sure that they're using conditions that are in line with other television shows on ITV. And I'm very pleased that's happened. I think it might be the first time that that's ever happened at all. So I'm hopeful that this is really just the beginning of that journey, but I think it's very important that we also are aware of the work that you've done, the sacrifices that have been made up to this point. And I think what I get a sense from wrestlers when I talk to them today is that they're very much aware of the legacy and the shoulders that they're standing on. And you know, they hugely appreciate that and they recognize that as well. And although you might not always like the style that you might see between the ropes, it is very encouraging, heartening to see that the UK is producing kind of, I mean, in terms of reputation, UK professional wrestlers have one of the best reputations around the world for the quality of work that they produce, and I think that's a wonderful thing. So yeah, we're here today, my colleague Adam from the Glasgow office, and if you have any questions, if you want to find out any information, we do offer contract support and advice. If you're a member, come and say hello. If you're interested in becoming a member, do talk to us.
The stories. I started it in my blowing gym at it must be a 19-year-old, and when I went in, this man here became my hero, and I was sitting there saying, what is this wrestling game? And he went, well, he said, it's all about stories. And I've been using that line all my life. I was in teaching for 20 odd years, I was corporate consultant. It's all about the stories. And I thought, well, what story do I have about this man? Well, I thought, well, when you're promoting wrestling, your ego gets in the road. It comes up and it says, so I says, can your ego get in the road, Andy? He says, well, he says, I don't have an ego, he says, because I've got Lillian. I don't need an ego. He says, I was talking about getting a funeral plan. He says, in fact, I've got it with me. He says, and he throws it, a drawing that he was doing. He says, and that says to Lillian, I'm a famous wrestling promoter and wrestler. He says, when I die, I want a coffin that has got the Belgian canopy. It's got the French drapes and it's got the German casket. He says, that'll show what I look like. He says, how much is that going to cost? He says, I think it's about £60,000. He says, oh, for goodness sake. He says, well, I can do away with it. The Belgian canopy, he says. I can keep the French drapes and the German casket. She went, He said, how much is that going to cost? He said, £45,000. She went, oh, for goodness sake, Andy. You're a wee bit overstretching your ego here. He says, all right, I'll do away. I'll just have the German casket with the Austrian canopy. I can get that for £30,000. And she says, let me see your drawing for a minute. Can you not just get one of these?
I'm going to get Big Ian Miller to come and present this. This is an award. Some of you may not know that all the local wrestlers, of which this reunion was formed initially, went to a gym called the Old Misblowing Gym, which is certainly no longer there. It's pulled down now. We must have produced about, just 40 good pros, put them in the business, and there would be half a dozen ladies as well. 4 or 5, about 6. And I met this gentleman who didn't train, I might add, at Misblowing Gym, but I didn't realise at the time that he was actually older than me. I thought he was younger. And he informed me the other day that he's now the wrong side of 80, or the right side of 80. A really fit guy. So, please put your hands together, come up Big Ian. This is an award for Mr. Bill Robertson, former Scottish welterweight champion.
Thank you very much indeed.
I should have said that Big Ian said to me, congratulations Enrico, because we used to Bill occasionally, with his own name, Bill Robertson, and when we needed someone, because Bill had always had that olive skin, we needed someone to look for, and we called him Enrico Pirelli. And he was wonderful, wasn't he? You want to say a few words?
Like I say, it's a surprise. Thank you very much. And I'm glad I came along today.
You earned it all, believe me, you earned it, sir.
Thank you very much.
So it's a special award for very special people. Okay, here's an award. It's a Legend of the Ring Award for a gentleman who's sadly no longer with us. There's no doubt in my mind that this guy was perhaps the best unmasked villain ever. And to present it, or to accept it at least, I'd like to put your hands together for Mr. Eddie Caldwell. Eddie Rose. Eddie, I'm sure, could tell you more about this gentleman because he was very friendly with him. And the gentleman who was receiving the award, posthumously, Mr. Chick Bunbury.
In wrestling, where I come from, down in Lancashire, Chick Purdy was regarded as a foreigner. Nobody could understand him, but what a lovely man he was, wasn't he, Marie? He was the most generous, warm individual in the ring. He was a bastard. Pardon the expression. But to talk to him and he'd be in the bar, say at Bellevue, in the artist bar, and everyone who came in, Chick would buy him a drink. He was that kind of guy. And it'd be a pleasure. Have you got no relatives of his here, Andre?
No, not that I'm aware of. I think he came from Dundee, Blairgowrie area. We're still making inquiries.
Pitlock Creek.
Pitlock Creek.
You always used to tell us in Corn.
An award for a gentleman ourselves is to wrestling, and he's the gentleman who's actually hiding out the back there, the cinematographer, Mr. Derek Collins. And to present this, could Teddy Bear Taylor come up, please? I'll give that to you, Teddy Bear, to give to you, Derek. There you go, son. It's all yours. That's a big secret. Do you want to say a few words? All the very best.
a few words. My goodness. Completely unexpected. I travelled up on Friday. I finished home in a day early. I was jet lagged. I was driver lagged. I was everything lagged. I thought I was all right, but apparently I was all wrong. Such is life. My first wrestlers reunion was Blackpool. I was made welcome. This is my second, and unfortunately you're going to see me again year after year, hopefully. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. As you can imagine, Derek travelled all the way up to Cornwall. I think he's still sleeping, yeah. Never mind. Right, another Legend of the Ring award. And I wonder, could we perhaps ask Mr. Johnny Cade to come up and present this one, please? Is Johnny through the back of his TV? Johnny, could you come and do us a favour and present this award? Thank you. Big hands together for Mr. McCabe, please. Right, this award is to a gentleman who was without doubt quite shiny in the ring, and he's been shining outside ever since. This is the Legend of the Ring Award for Mr. Jackie Glitterboy Evans.
Believe it or not, when we arrived yesterday, get out of it, I don't need that. When we arrived yesterday, we moved into the hotel, we're sharing a room.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Don't laugh.
Double bed.
Don't laugh. It's a bloody double bed. I said, it ain't happy. It is not happy. I'll tell you. Straight out. They came in, split the beds. Oh, does he snore?
Do you think that was a snore, do you?
Well, listen, he was around a fair while, and as a glitter boy, he, to my mind, he equaled Streety any day. All right, so like
The kiss better.
no, better.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Okay, cheers for you, my man. Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, this is wonderful. I was lucky enough to come to Scotland on many occasions in right through the 70s really. And I've got a lot of fond memories, but to be honest, the one that always comes to mind is whenever I worked on a bill in Scotland, at least one local wrestler would come up and say, "You're right to sleep tonight, somewhere you got things?" If not, come back to mine, big breakfast in the morning, and then you're on your way. Every time I was on a bill in Scotland, that happened. And the generosity and the welcome that I got was always brilliant. And it's really great, 40 odd years later, to see that it's still there. Thank you very much.
I used to teach computing, and I said to one of my students, I said, "You're new to this computing game." She says, "How?" She says, "The screen's covered in Tipp-Ex." Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant. Mr. Storyteller, Will Thatcher, let's give this man a medal before he goes, before I forget. Yes, I'll let you, I'll put that in the picture because you've got a hat on. Thank you, that was absolutely superb. Before you go, can I maybe get you to, I want you to accept an award, please, and actually give one. I'd like you to shout, do you for me? I'd like you to shout out the name on this award.
Ronnie Archer.
There you go. Up you come, Ron. This was another, Ron was a member of the Spoon gym like Rolf was, and this was another one of the names that was drawn out by Lord 3 weeks ago. We're going to get through all the Spoon gym people over the next few years, but too many to do today because we get accused of favouritism. We wouldn't do that, would we? You can give that to Ronnie.
Proud to give you this, my brother.
And you just done there because I want you to accept one for my hero as well in a minute. You want to say a few words, Ron?
Before this man says it, I'll tell you a story about this man. Ronnie and I would never fought together in the ring, but we used to train together outside the front of my mum's garden. And we decided that one day we were just sitting in the house, let's go and carry on. And we were doing drop kicks and body slams, pile drivers, forearm smashes, and the neighbours phoned the police. What? So the battle royal right at the front. But at the same time, we used to train him up. My mum had a wee square hall next to the toilet, and we were wrestling in there at one time. And my mum was 5 foot, just 5 foot, a skinny wee woman, very small. And she came in and she said, "Stop this fighting in the hall! Stop this fighting!" So we picked her up and started playing passy with her. The fun we had.
Thank you. Two lovely men, and two lovely brothers, even though they don't tell each other. The brothers have got to have a day now, haven't they? Thank you so much. But anyways,
handshakes, I don't believe it.
Rolf alluded to his hero, which I think in Scotland and elsewhere in the world maybe, a man who served along with us, I think he left us 79, the man that was known as the man of 1,000 holds, the guy who was fantastic and absolutely brilliant. Of course, the late great George Kidd. So we are going to obviously give George Kidd posthumously a Legend of the Ring award, but sadly George isn't here to collect it. But I think it's only fair that on this occasion, Rolf, probably his biggest fan, collects it for George.
Thank you very much.
Want to say a few words before you go?
Well, I just say that I'll take this to Falkirk and I'll see they'll put it up in the cafe wall so that everybody can see, because I know when I'm telling stories around about the area, George Kidd comes up in quite a lot of them. I don't think he ever did half the things I say he did, but he still comes up. Genuine hero. I mean, every time somebody mentions wrestling, goes, "Did you know George Kidd?" Of course I knew George Kidd, but only through the telly, and I'm dead chuffed to see it.
Thank you, Rolf.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, there are several people in here this afternoon who did go to the Optimus Blonde gym, and myself and the committee both feel that every one of them should be honoured, but we can't do it all in the 1 year, so we drew some lots the other day there. Terry Vertell's Mrs. drew it, and he logged them and I witnessed it. So we've got some awards here, and we'll catch up with some of the rest of them next year and the year after. But these are officially known as the Lads and Lasses of the Ross Blonde Gym Award. And we have two brothers, twins, in this afternoon. Chris and the Simpsons, that used to work under the name of the Harlequins. They were the best tag team I ever saw, without doubt. And if Joyce had ever picked them up, that would have been their gain and our loss. So please put your hands together. Jim Simpson and Davy Simpson, the Harlequins.
Thanks.
I'm always able to tell you, actually, which there's a lot of people can't, but I can tell you apart. There you go. Is it? I've got the medals here, I'll bring them to you later.
Total unexpected,
Medals. Davy said up to this point he only ever won one medal, and it was Ayrshire Schools, and it was only a silver medal. So let's give them a gold medal, shall we? Put your hands together, we'll give these two gentlemen a gold medal. One each. You can present it around each other's neck. You put it around Davy's, and you put this one around yours. There you go. So you've both now got a medal. And it's a gold medal.
And I hope it's chocolate on the inside.
Thank you, lads. And it's even got the logo on it. Yeah? Can't be bad. Thank you, boys. Right, we'll get Big Gav on now. Give you some acoustic rock. This man's absolutely fantastic. and he's going to give us about 20 minutes or 25 minutes.
This next wee song I'm going to do is basically a cowboy song. If anybody knows it, which none of you will, just by looking about the average age in here. So if you don't hear it, you know, tough. Simple as that. Yous have entertained me for years, so now it's my turn to entertain yous. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another Hall of Famer. This is Marie Cockwell, who's having a birthday today. I won't tell you how old she is, but if memory serves me correctly, this lady has had 1 or 2 hip replacements. She's still running. marathons and everything else in between, and she still is the proud holder of some European age group records, correct? In running. So put your hands together for Mrs. Marie Caldwell, please. I'm told that you like Italian wine, so there's a nice bottle of Chianti, red dry. Thoroughly deserved. You want to see a few words, please?
Got an interpreter. Very unusual occasion. I've not had much to do with wrestlers, only one particular one. But just say thank you very much. It's been very nice talking to so many new people, and you were nearly right with your facts.
Nearly?
Yes. Yeah, it was both lips.
Thank you, Marie. You might have to share that with Eddie, but never mind, that's all right. There's a gentleman sitting near the front who is also going to receive a Legend of the Ring award, because there's a lot of people in the business I really like, but I can only genuinely say that I definitely like this guy more than perhaps some. Who's ready to come? Bill Turnbull, you come present this one, Reggie Bill, please. This is for a gentleman who wasn't a wrestler, but wrestlers needed everybody else around about them to keep the show together, and there's no question that the most important person on the show is probably the MC. So please put your hands together, Mr. Peter G. Baines, for his Legend of the Ring Award. That's well deserved, Peter. All the very best, he said. Do you want to say a few words?
I don't know if I'm capable of saying a few words. Well, this is completely unexpected. What's the word I've lost?
Unexpected. Thanks, the microphone. The microphone, don't worry about it.
As I say, I'm very, very pleased to receive this. I don't know what it's really for, because I've only been doing a job that I've liked. It's not sort of a working job, you know. If you can get a job that you really like doing, then obviously it's appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Well deserved. This gentleman has become a bit of a legend in the modern era, as it were, and we thought that it was only appropriate to enter him into the Hall of Fame. He's actually our second entrant. Well, we did obviously Viper and Lionheart earlier on, because they have a show later on today in Penton's Precious. So I want to introduce Mr. Logan Storm. No relation, I might add, just uses the same name. Although his favourite band, like mine, is AC/DC, he shares a birthday with both Virgos, and he was born in a village only about 5 or 6 miles from where I was born. So there you go, strange world. But he'll tell you a few things about Mr. Scott Rennick.
Thank you very much. So I've written a few words. I had to cut it down a wee bit because obviously the time schedule. So it's with great pleasure to introduce a man who's got one of the best forearms I've had the unfortunate pleasure of taking in the business, but also one of the safest forearms. He started training in 2004 under SWA under coaches Adam Shane, and he was coached by his long-term tag team partner and friend Big Damo, who now known in NXT as Killian Dane. Together they formed a phenomenal tag team, along with their valet Nikki Storm, and held numerous tag belts in SWE, WCL, 3CW, SSW, etc, etc. The list is way too long, the amount of championships that man's held. And as a singles competitor, he has gone on to be the very top of SWA, where he became the longest reigning NWA Scottish Heavyweight Champion ever. He has also conquered other promotions like SSW, where he became the Heavyweight World Champion there, Reckless Intent Heavyweight Champion. Now sadly, due to his health problems, he's now retired from the ring action. but that did not stop his determination and drive and his love and dedication to the biz. He's now the current GM for Reckless Intent and continues to do so to this very day. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to present Scott the Butcher Renwick into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
A few words there.
Brilliant, here at a glass eyes, man. Thank you very much for this. Coming from a background of being picked last in football, to not getting picked last in wrestling, and to get this award, it means a world to me. Thank you for all my trainers, all the guys I've wrestled over the years, and especially Nick in here. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Young Starsky, there we go. And actually, we like to honour and talk about everybody. And can I mention a gentleman who was a ring second for us several times? In fact, his picture is in my book. We'll not talk about my book. Mr. Joe Carroll, who's at the bar, the best ring second ever. Hands together for Joe. Right.
All your dreams are made when you came to the mirror and a razor blade. Today's the day that all the world will see. Another sunny afternoon, walking to the sound of my favorite tune. Tomorrow doesn't know what it doesn't know too soon. I need a little time to wake up. Need a little time to wake up, wake up. Need a little time to wake up. I need a little time to rest your mind. I know you should, so I guess that you might as well. What's the story, morning glory? Well, I need a little time to wake up, wake up. Well, what's the story, morning glory? Yeah, I need a little time to wake up. All your dreams are made when you came to the mirror and a razor blade. Today's the day that all the world will see. Another sunny afternoon, walking to the sound of my favorite tune. Tomorrow doesn't know what it doesn't know too soon. I need a little time to wake up. I need a little time to wake up, wake up. Need a little time to wake up. I need a little time to rest my mind. I know you should, so I guess that you might as well. What's the story, morning glory? Yeah, I need a little time to wake up, wake up. Yeah, what's the story, morning glory? Yeah, I need a little time to wake up. Well, I can make up.
I'm going to invite Mr. Dave Rennie up to do this award. Come on up there. Let's hear it for Dave, please. I've known Dave for, how long? 40 years, maybe more. St Andrews and all the rest of it. Just when he was a wee boy. And he's a huge wrestling fan, knows a lot about it. And he's done a lot for this reunion. And will continue to do a lot. These mugs you see here, well, you can't see them for something else, but they're in the raffle. Dave did those. Dave did these posters at the top of the stairs. He did everything. There's key rings to give out to everybody later. Everybody who's here who didn't get an award will get a key ring. Down to Dave, let's hear it for that again, please. And he actually made me he made me a special shirt, which, believe it or not, I've got with me. But when I'm busy running about like a blue bum, free, I had to put it on you. And I know he's not the kind of guy saying, I made that, you've not put it on. I won't put it on for him later. So, I'm going to ask Dave to present this Legend of the Ring Award, and it's to Mr. Johnny Kincaid. There you go, John. I'll give you a medal before I forget. Congratulations, John. No more you deserve, sir. There you go.
Well, that's not.
John doesn't need a microphone. You don't need a microphone, do you, John?
We could hear him 3 streets away.
I'll get bitchy. Well, I'd like to thank Andrew for inviting us up in the first place, and it's been a long time since I've been up here, and I couldn't wait to get back. It was great. I enjoyed myself every time I came up. I was a goody then, you see. I was what I call a baby face, and everybody loved me. And, I don't know what happened. No idea. Even the wife first. Anyway, all I can say is thanks for having me up here, and can't wait until next year to come back again.
Well deserved, John. Well, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much, Johnny. This man attends all the reunions. Dave, don't disappear, because strange to say, I went back in that box, and I've actually won an award with your name on it. It's just the way it comes in, Dave. This is the way it goes. So, there you go. This is a Exploding Lads and Lasses Award. The big Dave Rennie. Hang on to get your medal before I forget. Now, you're too tall for me to put it around your neck, so you have to do that yourself. Very good, Dave. Right, okay, we've got lots more awards and lots more medals. No expense spared here, I might add. The bank will be at the door one day, never mind. Right, we're going to now introduce a gentleman who's going to put a comedic slant on wrestler stories. I don't know what he's going to say or who he's going to say it about. He'll sort it out himself. But please put your hands together for the storyteller, Mr. Will. How do you come, Will? There you go.
What do wrestlers do when they're too sore for the ring? They walk around about telling stories. And I've been listening here today, and you've all put me to shame, and I make a living out of this. All the stories you've been telling. It's been a long time since I've been in here. 40 odd years ago I left there, and I thought, I need to go to the market, and I thought, pop into the market and see where it is, see where I can get parked and whatnot. So I came in here earlier, a couple of weeks ago. I was downstairs in the bar, and I was just standing there having a wee coffee, listening to what was going on. And a guy came into the bar and says, I'll have a pint and put a tally mark up for wee Tam. So he pulled a chalkboard out and put a wee mark in the board. Oh, that's nice of him. Another guy come in, I'll have a pint and put a tally mark up there for wee Tam. I went, oh, I says, what's a tally mark? He says, that's a wee drink, we're putting in tally for him. Oh, good. All night long. But then the night, about 15 tally marks for this wee guy. I says, what did he do to deserve this? He says, 3 weeks ago, wee Tam, he left this place, stoating he was off the wall. Fell down the steps down there at the back here, into the car park, fumbled with his keys, dropped his keys, picked them up again, into the car, drove round the back end of Morrison's, turned up Castle Hall Road, got to the roundabout. The police had watched all this. We're going to follow him. Driving, perfect drive up the road. Gets to Castle Hall roundabout, turns left up towards Holmeston. Police are after behind them. Room by Holmeston, turned right up towards the big roundabout, round the roundabout, down towards Girvan, turned left up towards the Rimple, got to the Rimple, turned left, headed off towards Calton. Get to Calton, turn left, back down towards the roundabout again. Police says, this guy, an hour we've been following him. So he pulls him over, and he says, excuse me, he says, we've been following you for an hour, you've been driving well, he says, but we saw you walking into the car. He went, aye, he says, we're going to have to breathalyse you, because you've been doing all these detours. He says, I need bother, so he pulls out the breathalyzer, blow into this, and he blew in, clear. Nothing on it. He says, have you been drinking? He says, just water, I just drink water, he says. But we followed you. He says, all the way around the house, he says, all the way. He says, "I do not know who I am." He says, "No." He says, "I'm the decoy."
Okay, this is a gentleman who I thought might turn up today, because he turns up all the reunions. And he's a man who I've oftentimes admired, both for his ability in and outside of the ring. So this is an award for his contribution to the success and the popularity of professional wrestling. Please put your hands together for Mr. Alan Kilby. The man that was known as the man of 1,000 holds, the guy who was fantastic and absolutely brilliant. Of course, the late great George Kidd. So we are going to obviously give George Kidd posthumously a Legend of the Ring award, but sadly George isn't here to collect it. But I think it's only fair that on this occasion, Wolf, probably his biggest fan, collects it for George.
Thank you very much.
Want to say a few words before you go?
Well, I just say that I'll take this to Falkirk and I'll see they'll put it up in the cafe wall so that everybody can see, because I know when I'm telling stories around about the area, George Kidd comes up in quite a lot of them. I don't think he ever did half the things I say he did, but he still comes up. Genuine hero. I mean, every time somebody mentions wrestling, he goes, "Did you know George Kidd?" Of course I knew George Kidd, but only through the telly, and I'm dead chuffed to see it.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And good that you got my formula right. Proves that my formula works. Didn't always work for me, but never mind.
Oh, thank you.
Right, okay. We're going to do 2 awards now. Recently, we have, as I said earlier, we lost a really good friend a few weeks ago. Tommy Stevenson. Wee Tam right there. That's Wee Tam's boots, and of course his hat and his glasses. And I knew Tam for nearly 50 years. I genuinely miss him. And I also miss Wee Tam's only daughter, Lorraine, who left us within the last year, 18 months as well. So I'd like to ask his 2 grand kids to come up, please, and accept a Legend of the Ring award for their granddad, Mr. Scott Thompson, and a Lads and Lashes at the Misplone Gym for Lorraine Lynn Stevenson. Now, their mother also went to the Misplone Gym, and she was probably our very first female. She was a lovely lady, and I'm sure we all, like the family does, miss her. So please, put your hands together for Wee Tam's grandchildren. They're going to come up and accept these 2 awards. Bring the family with you if you will, because they were very obviously
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Maybe get a few pictures. I'll move with you.
Yeah, you go that way. Come on. Thank you.
Let's see a few words.
Thank you very much for inviting us today. Whenever Granda came to one of these things, he would always come back with glorious stories of everyone that he'd met. So thank you very much for welcoming him with open arms. Wrestling was such a big part of his life, and it was part of our growing up. So thank you very much, in honour of Grandad, my mum.
famous pop group, The Shadows. Please put your hands together for Bruce Wells.
Well, folks, for any of you that know me from my wrestling days, I had a reputation of being a bad boy in the ring. Well, if folk could see me now, the bad boy is going on a quote Eddie's book, Worn Out Bodies. You're certainly a look at one. Thank you very much.
And these are all posthumous awards. There's a lady called Akala Jan, who was actually born in India, of I think a Scotch dad and an Indian mother. And the family moved back to Scotland. She lived in the Glasgow area, and she finished up down in Yorkshire and Lancashire, and a fabulous wrestling career. Sadly, she's no longer with us, and she was brought back to Scotland, and she's buried in Bridgevere, I believe. So,
we'll obviously try and
we'll obviously try and locate some of the family, because there must be some of the family in the Bridgevere. But this award, let's see if we can get up. And Teddy Bear, you come up and collect this one on behalf of Akala, would you please? Put your hands together, please, for Akala Jan. Sadly no longer with us.
I miss them almost every day, I've got to say, because of the kind of people they were, because of the kind of wrestlers they were, because of the kind of knowledge they had, because of how professional they were, and how well they treated all the people they worked with, both in and out of the ring. I learned a lot of both of them, and the first, and I think we could maybe ask Bruce Wells to come up and collect this, please. This is for Joe Critchley. Those of you who knew Joe will remember him well, I'm sure. Smashing man.
Folks, I don't like to say that about Joe Critchley. As well as being a brilliant wrestler, he was a good friend to our family, and he worked for my promotions. A fabulous gentleman, Mr. Joe Critchley. Thank you.
Right, and the very last award today, which will be going to this man's family. I'm going down to Yorkshire next month, and I'll present it personally. But this is another Legend of the Ring award to a guy who we lost just about a year ago now. Genuine man, real Yorkshire man, real proud Yorkshire man. I used to call him the pocket battleship. He was as hard as nails, believe me. I believe he played rugby league at one time. He was also an amateur wrestler and a good shooter, and I suppose in many ways he's famous for that infamous bout in 1967 against McManus, right? Who let's be honest, Mick was a brilliant star, no question. And he was, Jackie Parlour may have been called Mr. TV Parlour, but Mick McManus was Mr. TV, no question. And we don't want to get into the politics of that, because probably we'll never know exactly what the politics of all that was. It should never have happened, in my opinion. Certainly should never have happened live on television. But there were reasons for it. And Peter, I think to some extent, was kind of used as a pawn for one particular promoter in the north, who I worked a lot for, and he was a good man. So I'm certainly not going to slag him, but I think he was getting his own back on at least one promoter in the south, and that was the politics that this business didn't need to have. Anyways, this is Mr. Peter Preston, without doubt. Absolutely fabulous. As I said, I love the man to bits, like I love Joe Critchley, and I love wee Tam. And I'm going to take this back down to Peter's family in Yorkshire next month.
And he sells the raffle tickets at almost all the reunions. And he's absolutely brilliant, genuine man. And no airs and graces. And he's always a late soul of the party. And he's come all the way up from down south today to sell our raffle tickets, make us a lot of money, which we need, and just be a genuine nice guy. Please put your hands together for John Davidson.
Aye. Thanks everybody for contributing for the raffle. It's nice to see you all. New faces I haven't seen before. Great to be here. Thanks very much.
Thank you, John. Man does a great job. Right, this next award goes to a gentleman who started the business a long time ago under George Rail Wisco, which most of us in Scotland actually worked for quite some time. And he was good to us. He made stars out of many of us. Unfortunately, he was also brought into the business by Mark Conroy, who was quite famous as well, clearly. But he got injured out. I think the problem with a motorbike, didn't he, Brian? So, could you please put your hands together for Brian Locke?
There you go, sir. He made it. Thank you. Thank you for you.
Wow. I'm in shock. Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is thank you very much. I didn't do anything much in the ring, so I don't know whether I deserve it or not, but there you go. Thank you, Brian. Alright, now, there's a lady, well, several ladies in the audience, so the lady who's, again, turns up at all the reunions, and she's come all the way up to Scotland today. She said she was coming, and she definitely did arrive. I'm glad to see her, even in this terrible weather. She was once married, if she didn't mind me saying to you, a guy who was a real hero of mine. He was a really tough man, but he was a lovely man, and a great worker. So please put your hands together for Wendy Miller.
Wow, this is a shock. I first went to a wrestling show in 1970, and my life has revolved around it ever since. And I've loved so many people, all the people here, all the people at the reunions, the organisers, lots of people we've lost now, were like in my era. But I love them all, they've made my life. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming all this way. Right, we're sticking with awards for people who have obviously contributed a lot to wrestling in the UK. I'm going to get someone up to present this. I think Bill Turner. Bill, come up and do this one for us, please. This award is a gentleman who runs the Wrestling Heritage site. Without that site, quite frankly, as I think I alluded to earlier, we'd all have disappeared off the face of the earth in people's memories many years ago. So please, put your hands together and welcome Mr. Alan Hack Bangor.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Bill. Thank you.
Right, before Bill sits down, Bill, can I have you back up here? Wait till Alan says a few words and I want to know what you do. Do you want to say something, Alan?
Of course. Of course I do. I'm out from Lancashire, of course you've something to say. Oh, I won't bother with that. Can you hear me? Right. Who would have thought that this lad, 10-year-old, 1965, watching Johnny Kincaid get kicked about by Dominic Fye, would be here today with you. Thank you, Andrew. Thanks to everyone for making me welcome. Very much indeed. And, well, thank you for the award. But before no, I'm not finished yet. Hold on, lads. Time for an advert. In case you've not seen the Wrestling Heritage site, let me just tell you something about it, because it tells you something about you, all involved in the wrestling fraternity as well. We started it, my friend Simon, who calls himself Anglo-Italian, in 2007, so just over 10 years ago. And it was started because you got two old fellas who wanted to relive a bit of their youth, and also pay a bit back, we thought, a bit of celebration of all you fellas and what you've done to give us enjoyment all those years ago. So it wasn't so much a laugh, but it was very much for our enjoyment. You would be amazed at the interest in that website. We had, as I say, 10 years we've been going. For a long time, for many years, we had, on average, 1,000 visitors a day. Not 1,000 page visits, 1,000 people looking at the website. After 10 years, it's now about 300 visitors every day. And on the day after the Time Shift programme that was on here before, that was on the screen, the BBC4 documentary, you wouldn't guess how many visitors, unique visitors we had the following day. 30,000. Oh. 30,000 people. Which doesn't tell us it's a good website. It says how much interest there is still in the wrestling of the old days, and the gratitude and thanks that people have got for people like you. So thanks for the award, and thank you for all the pleasure you've given me over the years. Thank you.